Hi ladies, I want to speak to you today about how can we operate with better fruit. You know, the fruit of the Spirit that Galatians speaks about sounds almost unachievable sometimes. Some of it we feel that we have under control, like love and joy and kindness, but a word that sort of triggered it for me was self-control. We all think we have self-control, and sometimes we think we have none. So what is the big deal about self-control? You know, when I spoke about the forgiveness, Jesus, the word says Jesus was wounded for our transgressions, and he was bruised for our iniquity. What does that mean? I think it means that when somebody, the wound that he carried was for our sin. The sin that he paid for with his blood, the wound bleeded, and the blood covers our sin, or it took away our sin, not covered, took away our sin. And then a bruise is a wound on the inside. It's bleeding on the inside that doesn't come out of the skin. So for me, it's the inside hurt, the emotional hurt. So he's already covered both of that for us. Then if we take that a little bit further and we connect what he has already paid for us, the freedom he's paid for us, to be able to have control, to be able to see where things come from. If we look at self-control, it is a response to God rather than a reaction to people. We have to understand that there will always be people that can trigger stuff, or things are going to happen, life is going to happen to us. We have no choice of what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond to that, how we respond to people. You know, if somebody comes and they are unkind to you, if you immediately react with being unkind to them, there was unkindness inside of you already before they said something unkind. Because if that reaction is automatic inside, it means that that fruit of the Spirit of kindness has not been fully developed yet. And that's something we need to ask God to help us with. Because I think self-control, for me, in a sense, is like a pause button. You know, if you're watching something on TV and you need to have a cup of tea, then you can pause and quickly go and make a cup of tea. And that's the thing with self-control. If somebody does something to you, it's sort of like pause and then decide how to respond to that. And we don't pay them back in kind, but in kindness. How can you get somebody that was unkind to you? How do you have to come in the opposite spirit? Because if you're unkind as well, it means you don't have the fruit of the Spirit operating through. That is a fleshly response. It's not a fruit of the Spirit response. So basically, we press pause and we just take a moment, 2 or 3 seconds, to decide how are we going to respond. And if you can respond in kindness and show the people, not that you're better than them, but you show them basically that you can give them an example of how to act differently. I think that's extremely important, and that we have to look different. If we want to be the light in the darkness, we cannot look like the rest of the world. We have to stand out by being different and responding with how Jesus would have done it. That is our goal. And by exercising a choice, that gives us the ability to be able to respond and not react. Isn't that something to aspire to? I bless you with that.